Ciao a tutti and welcome to Apex Racing TV, to Autodromo Nazionale Monza and the BSR Winter Series with the rallycross cars, the Ford Fiesta and the VW Beetle. Andrew Woodhouse here alongside Alex Simpson, iRacing Road Pro Series champion, and Adam Bath, who isn't. And Adam, well,
that's a bit harsh. Adam took 3 people in one the other week.
This track hosts the famous Monza rally show, and we should get some good entertainment along those lines here.
Oh yeah, we're in the foothills of the Pyrenees. Oh, yeah, I might say that the champion of the outbraking manoeuvres, I might call myself after that. But yeah, looking forward to this one. The junior circuits, from racing on it myself, has always provided some interesting racing. Don't know how it's going to go in this car, to be fair, because there are a lot of long straights, and if there's one thing that these rallycross cars aren't suited to, it is long straights.
Yeah, there is a long gear ratio, isn't there? But it's not, kind of all relative, Alex. It's not really that long.
No, so they're going to be topping it out, I think, aren't they? We'll hear them bounce off that rev limiter. So.
By the way, half the grid isn't here. Isn't taking the start, it looks like. So, Nico Foggy on pole, Ross McFarlane second, Michael Ovdoka in third, Steve Hefford fourth, Callum Spencer fifth. But effectively, at the moment, you're looking at here we go. They have arrived onto the grid. So, we're just about to get underway here for 12 laps. Green light is on away at Monza. Start by Nico Foggy. Ross McFarlane in second place. Oh, Foggy's missed the corner, and that's going to be. Oh, he's hit the wall as well. Oh, and there's a crash, and it's Stephen Burke.
Wanted to use his handbrake, didn't he? Foggy there. It's like, oh, mad cars around. Thompson involved in it.
Oh, there's another one, and it's Jake Sperry. And Stephen Burke's still around in the infield. He can't get round at all. Oh, this so chaos. Nico Foggy, I think he's up to about 7th or 8th place, even after missing the first corner entirely, Adam.
Does this mean that Jake Sperry's leading a race?
No, it meant that he crashed. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, my timing screen's all messed up. But yeah, Ross McFarlane leads at the end of the first lap against turn 2. It's Beetle 1-2 here.
So it is McFarlane, Ovdoka, Hefford, Spencer, Evans, McDonald, Helgeson right front, and Foggy rounding out the top 10. Then it's Malcolm and Stevens. Burke and Sperry, I don't think still have made it to the line. In fact, Stephen Burke is now at the Parabolica, and he will come in and get his fast repair. Whether he gets out in time or not, I do not know. Josh Thompson hasn't taken the start, and Alex a bit messy on that first lap, I have to say.
Yeah, it was a little bit. I'm not surprised. It's quite tight
really
through
bad,
that middle section there, and of course these cars do a fair amount of drifting, so they're not quite as planted as like the MX-5s that we saw on Tuesday.
Definitely some definite potential for hitting walls and for spins and things like that in this thing. Beetle and the Fiesta, of course.
The first corner does invite an overtaking manoeuvre. It does get pretty narrow pretty quickly.
Yeah, and we saw on Tuesday night that if an incident does happen, Alex, it's tough to avoid it.
Yeah, very much so. It blocks the track, doesn't it? Quickly, there's nowhere to go, no runoff areas or anything, so you can hear them topping out, even going in towards the Parabolica. So it's going to be tough to get the moves done. I think it's going to have to be late braking, or get an extraordinary run out of a corner so you can get alongside before the braking zone.
Because of the nature of the track.
Who's that in?
Craig Evans into the pits. Jump start possibly?
Yeah, could be.
Of course.
Could be a meatball, but. Oh, McFarlane, back wheel came up on that bump, and Alex pointed out on Tuesday night that there is a bump just before you turn into the first corner. And did you see how McFarlane's car reacted over that time, Alex?
No, but I'm going to get a quick replay of that so we can witness.
It's on 3 wheels, a la front wheel drive cars, but we do not want that to happen every single lap anyway.
Steve Hefford sitting in 3rd place, won 2 races last week at Road Atlanta. They were the even races though. He was going to try and get it done in the odd races today.
We saw even at Road Atlanta as well last week, Adam, that the cars sometimes there can be almost enough grip to turn them over.
Yeah, it's almost like the MX-5s.
Here we go again, McFarlane this time into turn 1. This time it's a lot better. Oh, not for Ovdoka. If Docker misses the braking point, he's down behind Callum Spencer now.
Oh, he was so close to hitting the anchor
Oh,
barrier
they got
as well.
Foggy's crashed. And he's gone to try and get 4 drivers in one corner, Adam.
Oh, he's gone for the Adam bath, and
He has, and he's going to be taking an early bath now.
Oh.
Potentially.
Oh,
He went
dear.
for 3 overtakes. Front, right, and someone else. Helgeson, I think. And the only the only thing he ended up succeeding in doing, Alex, was smashing into the Amco barrier.
Yeah, it looked like he'd almost got it stopped, didn't he? But alas, it didn't happen.
Tried a bit of a handbrake
well,
as well,
almost.
just to try and help slow it down even more.
Well, close only counts in, what is it, horseshoes and hand grenades is what the Americans say. Ross McFarlane, he's sliding the car around. He looks like he's not quite got the suspension set up for that VW Beetle quite right, Alex, because not only has he had that moment into turn 1, but again the car just did not look comfortable in the heavy braking zones.
Seems to be pogoing around a bit today, doesn't it? So
Here comes Steve
what's
Hefford
got going on there.
Oh, Hefford was trying to go up the inside into the Parabolica.
Tell you what, these cars are quick. 47 seconds for a lap time around here.
The MX-5 was doing 57 seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, we'll hit a replay button and we go back a whole lap.
We're already on lap 7.
Of 12, yeah, it's a 12-lap race today.
Doesn't seem like we've even barely started the rest. It's turn 1 that's causing McFarlane all the problems, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it just gets the car unsettled.
In the slow stuff, I wonder if he's got it set up for maximum sort of bit line performance.
Trying to get a lot of turn perhaps as well off of like Parabolica, high speed turn, you know. So.
And trying to plant the car to the ground as well, in what is a prime location for a lot of sliding around. McFarlane leads from Hefford. You can see the gap there. You don't need me to tell you where it is. Callum Spencer's in 3rd. Then it's Evdoka, who's been off at turn 1. Joe McDonald's in 5th. Max Wright 6th. Martin Front 7th. Helgeson 8th. Malcolm 9th. Sperry in 10th. And Evans in 11th. Foggy still in the pits. Burke's back out again, and so is Stevens.
Effort to the outside, then going into the first corner. This might work, you know. He's got the grip around the outside. That's going to be great.
Can. Oh! Ross McFarlane's fighting it, and now he's on the grass.
Oh.
And now it hits him. Now they've both gone sideways. Oh,
Synchronised.
Brilliant action.
Synchronised drifting there. 4-wheel drive cars powering their way around that right-hander.
We saw again on Tuesday night, Alex, how you make that outside line work, but it's not that easy to get it done into the left-hander because of just how the nature of the corner suits the car coming from a slightly wider line.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what we saw there. McFarlane tried to hold it around the outside, and there's a little bit of contact, wasn't there? And that's what pushed him into him. And yeah, exactly, that is what we come to expect with this series. And there's going to be a bit of door rubbing. So
terrific battle, and again, it was all unintentional stuff. It was all sort of
Docker for 3rd.
It was all in the battle, and if Docker does take that place ahead of Callum Spencer.
Spencer, who won race 2 at Laguna Seca a few weeks ago.
He's been going well, Spencer, really. I don't think he had the best meeting last week. I think he ended up on his roof at one point, potentially, but still doing pretty well here. Challenging Evdoka then, but Evdoka, who qualified in 3rd, would expect him to just have a tiny bit more than Spencer, but here's the 2 VW Beetles are in combat. Ross
What's
McFarlane.
going on further back here? I think this is Craig
Berry.
Evans going past Sperry, but a back marker involved as well.
And that is, Jake Sperry went slightly
Kip
wide.
Stevens, isn't it?
Stevens is the back marker. He's suffering a bit, Kip Stevens.
Oh, I wonder if this race counts towards Jake Sperry's iRacing ranking system.
It will do, because that's how you got your points.
There you go. Gets himself on his own
2
rankings.
points or whatever you got for...
Mind you, he needs to be in the top 10, doesn't he? So he's got to step on it a bit and get Craig again.
Yeah, he does. But I'm sure he'll get a top 10 at some point. Tonight we do have the reverse grid, which will be a full reverse grid every time. McFarlane coming round the Parabolica. And all of a sudden, Adam, we've only got 2 laps to go here.
Yeah, it's pretty mental, isn't it? We're coming across the line now to start lap 11 of 12. And tell you what, Steve Hefford's has had a blinder of a lap. He was 9/10 of a second away at the start of the lap. He's now only 2/10, and he's staging a late race surge to try and get the opening race here.
McFarlane trying to hold the inside. We get a better run. Hefford thinks about the inside line for turn 2. Can't do it. And It's a decent run actually out of 3. And he's not going to have a chance, I don't think, into the Parabolica, Alex, but I think he can definitely set him up. Maybe into turn 1 on the final lap.
He did this, didn't he, Hefford, in the MX-5s, slightly wider line, got the best run off the corner. On a little bit deep, perhaps, there. It's going to help with the exit. It's going to be close, but I don't think he's going to get there, Hefford.
Not this time.
Bag in the air then.
I think he could have a run into turn 1. He's gaining with the slipstream. Popping out, I think he's McFarlane. Maybe before the Fiesta. Will it be a Fiesta for Steve Hefford? Somebody's been off. Turn 1, somebody's had a right.
Beetles or Sperry, one of the two.
Really spun the tyres there. Oh, right in front of the lead battle. Hefford versus McFarlane then. For all the marbles. Oh, and Sperry might have lost his marbles. He's on the grass.
He got a hit possibly by Avdoka there, I think. Final corner then.
Bumping and banging continues then. Hefford trying. Oh, this is going to be so close. We saw this. We saw this 2 or 3 times on Tuesday night. The photo finish. McFarlane has run out.
Got in.
Steve
Hefford again.
Ross McFarlane did even get on the podium. He finished 4th in the end.
Ah, good result from Hefford. Really pushed him hard there. He gets victory for his troubles. Got Malcolm coming round in 9th place. Not the best race for him. Look at the state of the Team Mad car there. Absolutely knackered. But he does come over the line in P9.
Nothing the hammer can't fix that.
Oh, how big's the hammer though? That's the question. Needs a big one for that. McLeod Evans coming across as well. That's 10th place for him. Very 11th, Burke 12th, 13th for Stevens. It was full of foggy that retired. So Adam, you can take a little bit of time with this results lineup, I think.
Yeah, so when you through it, and Steve Hefford takes the win. Maybe that lap where he just fell a little bit behind McFarlane was just so he had enough fuel in the bag to cross the line, or enough fuel in the tank, I should say. Doka finishing in 2nd place, Callum Spencer 3rd, Ross McFarlane finishing in 4th in the end. He led with about 100 metres to go before the finish line. I was looking at the speed gauge, and it was just decreasing, and I knew he was out of fuel then. Joe McDonald finishing in 5th, 6th for Max Wright, 7th Martin Front, 8th place finish for Stein Helgeson and Scott Malcolm, and 9th place for Scott Malcolm, and 10th Craig Evans, 11th Jake Sperry, 12th Stephen Burke, 13th Kip Stevens, 2 laps down, so it's going to be Burke that starts on the reverse grid pole, and then Nicole Foggy, 7 laps down, crash at turn 1, he's done, and yeah, Josh Thompson didn't take the start, so hopefully we see him for race 2.
Yeah, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? Hefford did take a win, Alex, of course, in race 4 at this very meeting on Tuesday, so he knows what to do, and that experience is definitely proving like it's working for him. Evdoka was racing as well the other night with not quite as much success, but yeah, it makes for an interesting race too, doesn't it? With should be Stephen Burke on pole.
Yeah, it certainly does. I think slightly smaller grid, Foggy kicking around there as well towards, well, he's going to be the very back, isn't he? Yeah, so
last place.
Yeah, see him driving through, see if he can get that manoeuvre right in the next one.
Sure he will, and we'll see how that goes for him and for everybody else when we return here on Apex Racing TV. So don't go anywhere, we've still got 3 rounds tonight. This fast and furious action at the Monza circuit continues in the BSR Winter Series.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or
John's back on the grid at Monza for round 2 of the evening in the BSR Winter Series. Andrew Woodhouse, Anna Bath and Alex Simpson with you. And Stephen Burke's going to be starting on pole position. Adam and Jake Sperry alongside.
There you go, so this is Jake's opportunity to get himself on his sim rankings. Josh Thompson is taking part in this race, by the way. He's going to be starting at the back. And no doubt will be one to watch as we are 5 seconds away.
Go then, ready for the start. Going to get the best of turn 1. Go, red lights are on. Green light is on, great start from the pole. Also a fantastic start by... Oh, what's that? There's some contact. Oh, and it's Malcolm, he's into the wall. And also... Front's in the wall, yes. Thompson trying to make his way through with Evdoka. Thompson, he's lost it. Oh, and a crash. And that's Malcolm again.
And Ross McFarlane, the man who's nearly won race 1 and finished in 4th, he's now in it.
McFarlane, a bit of a nightmare there, losing the lead on the last corner.
Oh, Jake Sperry's back up to 2nd place as we come through the Parabolica.
Good work there. Very ahead of Evans, and then it's Helgeson. And Alex, yet again we see, but this time we saw some carnage going into the first corner as Evans is going for 2nd place.
Yeah,
brakes.
Jake.
I was about to say, I thought it was a bit early on the brakes, but apparently it was Jake that was extremely late.
Your minds were crashing.
Hefford, McDonald and Evdoka. Just behind Sperry, who in fact has actually only lost 3 places due to that excursion.
I don't think he hit anything either.
That's pretty good. He managed to, I wonder if he handbraked it round at the last moment, you know. Maybe missed the wall. It was good driving in the end. Recover. Nico Foggy's there, look. He's in what is 9th. And Hefford now trying to go past the driver of Jake Sperry.
Gonna do so, I think. If Sperry gives him the space, which he does. Gonna try and hold it out around the outside, Jake. Go on.
He's good. Hefford with the big sweep round the outside. He's going to be in the wall. He's in the wall.
He's come back on
out Hefford to Evdoka as well.
Hefford also in there. Oh, that was Hefford making the move, wasn't it? Watch out for everybody else.
Hefford was the one that went off. Evdoka's now through. It only says the name on the window stripe as well. Just in case.
Too many yellow cars. It's Burke and there's Hefford. They're both called Steve as well.
Well, that's the difficulty.
Sperry again put a sort of resolute defence here down the front straight.
It's good stuff this for someone who is pretty inexperienced in general compared to some of these drivers here. He's lost the rear. Has he got it? No, he's pulled it round a bit. He's still in front of most of them. He is. He's still in front of Foggy and McDonald and Thompson. Somebody's blinking. That's not going to be good. Thompson gets a good exit out of 3. And Alex, I think he's going to challenge McDonald into the Parabolica.
Yeah, I think so here. Got a great run. Balls out. Both of them were topped out, weren't they? But Josh, always excellent on the brakes. Powers off the Parabolica. And we still have the slipstream with the cars ahead, so Foggy next.
McDonald's not loving that, Adam.
6 positions gained for Thompson. McDonald down 2. He's going to try and respond here as we go down the front straight on the Thompson car.
Sperry's missed it again, and this time he is into the wall. This time he was well and truly into the fence. Tried to control the braking there, but just couldn't modulate enough. This time Evdoka and Max Wright up into Third position now.
Ah, Jake's very spun again. In the background of the shot, you could see the Ford Fiesta there, done for.
If Doka's through and I'm into third place.
Right, what's the gap? 5 seconds to the lead. That's going to be a tough ask. It looks like it's going to be Burke versus Evans for the win, but this scrap for third is
It's brilliant.
mighty.
Efford again. Efford looks feisty out there tonight, Alex. He's really got the bit between his teeth.
Is Max right in the Hot Wheels car, is it? Yeah, it is. I like
Mad
that.
Max.
Good.
Oh, sliding the car, Max right on the exit of 3. Looks good. Okay, with Efford. Michael Evdoka. 5 seconds between Evdoka and Evans, third and second. Need to have a look at the front maybe as well, because they're relatively close and not too much between them in lap times.
No, over the line they go. It's 48 dead for Burke, 47.9 for Evans, just a few hundredths of a second quicker, and he's keeping Burke in check, and will be picking up a bit of slipstream as well, which could help him with the fuel when we get to the end of this one. Efford for third.
Evans looks very controlled out there. He's closing in. I think we had a spinner on the last lap as well. I think somebody's had an issue out there. I'm not quite sure who it was, but
Barry, I think.
oh wow! Look at the bit of a gaggle coming down the back straight now.
Foggy's in there. He's trying to get past right.
Going to do so. He's on the inside line. He's got most of the car overlapped. Yes, indeed.
Oh!
What?
Thompson into right on the exit of the Parabolica, just nudges the Beetle out of the way, and poor Foggy was going into the pits then for a second as he came over the line. Lap 8 to 12, 2/3 of the race completed.
Apparently, if you crush a Beetle, it'll rain and rain, but don't know what happens if you overtake one.
Oh dear, it's kicking off in the background. Callum Spencer might have just hit the wall. The car's out of control. Max Wright trying his best to not hit him as he continues to slide this way.
Spencer's on the skid pan out there, Alex.
Let's say Tokyo Drift style, that is, isn't it?
Got some plates on the. Has he got some platters on the rear wheels?
Maybe he has. Is it Tokyo Drift to Banzai? Maybe to Kamikaze? Who knows? Here is Max Wright.
Harlan and Kip Stevens are side by side, just a little bit further back from that.
Kip, who started towards the rear, up to
Kip's
10th place as he comes across the line.
Kip's done a good race, Adam, because he wasn't really anywhere near this lot at one point. Oh, he's gone around the outside of the Northern Lights racing car.
Yeah, could be about to get some more places as well if it bunches up in front of him.
You know what, it's going to be through here, Stevens.
There we go, power around the outside. Could see the Martini livery as well.
I love that livery. My favourite Ford Focuses from back in the day. We get a nice tow off of the car of Thorstein Helgeson. Stevens and McFarlane with a great battle here.
Am I right in thinking there's only one left-hander on this circuit?
Right. So are all the other corners.
Oh, the other corners are right, yeah. Max Wright going into the right-hander with two cars behind him battling. That's Helgeson going wide. And that's Stevens up another place.
He might get a cutback here.
That's Stevens up into 10th.
Alex, I always find it interesting how certain drivers, they tackle this circuit differently. Some are very smooth and some you can see them just throwing the car around.
Doesn't seem to be an awful lot of time difference between the two, does it? You can sort of drift it around and get out. That's just the, I guess, the beauty of the four-wheel drive, isn't it? You know, you can give it some, and you're not really losing an awful lot.
Tyres aren't going to be too bothered by this either around here.
0.3 of a second at the front now, so
he's got it down.
Really starting.
Boy, gone then for a second.
There's two to go, Adam, and Evans closing in only by 1/10 of a second per lap.
Yeah, they're lapping Scott Malcolm there as we go down the back straight, but I think the final lap is when he's going to turn it on, I think.
Only now the slipstream's making a difference. Remember the fuel as well. It wasn't quite enough for Ross McFarlane in the first race in the Beetle. So is the Beetle of Burke going to be Is he going to be under threat, Alex, I wonder?
Yeah, it could be. He's been out front the whole race, hasn't he? So he's not really had the chance to save. So here comes Evans, though.
He doesn't want to wait to see if he runs out of fuel, and I don't blame him either. Burke. Ah, nice apex by Burke. Just meant there was nowhere to go that time for Craig Evans. And Burke powers out of 3. Trying to break the toe of the Fiesta, but I'm not sure that it's going to happen. He's really got a good slipstream now. Oh, going to go to the outside. We saw this. Seen it in pretty much all the races so far.
Look at him go.
And the Beetle pulled to the line. Has he got enough juice left, Stephen Burke? He has. He's going to do it here. Oh, he's out now. He's out.
just at the right time. Just at the right time.
Another 100 yards or so, Alex, and it might have been so different, but
McFarlane v Stevens. Oh, Stevens gets McFarlane again, who runs out at the line. Stevens gets 9th. McFarlane drops down to 10th.
Not learning the lesson there, Alex. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, and that's exactly what happened to Ross McFarlane.
Yeah, it seems to me like the Beetles seem to be the more hungry of the 2 cars. Everyone seems to be struggling with those, but the Fiestas seem a lot easier here.
Remember when the Fiesta at Silverstone, though, it was the Fiesta that was running out more than the Beetle, wasn't it? So
weird.
It's a good dynamic that we're seeing. And Adam, if you can take us through who finished where in that one.
Right, it's the battle of the Steves. Hefford in race 1, Burke in race 2. Craig Evans gets 2nd place, 3rd for Steve Hefford. And he can get 2 Steves on the podium. And Michael Evdoka 4th, Nikol Foggy finishing in 5th after starting in 14th place. So again, at 9 places, and the biggest mover in the field, joint biggest mover in fact, along with Hefford. Then Josh Thompson finishing in 6th, fighting his way back through the field after starting in last. Alan Spencer 7th, Max Wright in 8th. Kip Stevens finishing in 9th. 10th place finish for Ross McFarlane in the end. 11th for Thorstein Helgeson, 12th for Joe McDonald. Scott Malcolm will be starting on the pole for race 3, finished 1 lap down. Jake Sperry 2 laps down, finishing in 14th place. And Martin Front out in the wall in the first corner, finishing in 15th place.
Right, okay, excellent. So, Alex, interesting developments coming up for race 3. It's going to be Scott Malcolm on pole. He'll be looking to make up for the bad races, actually, and Joe McDonald up there too. So what are you expecting to see here?
Yeah, he needs a good race, doesn't he? So he just needs to stay out of trouble that first lap and just let it unfold from him there. I think, that seems to be his problem, because caught up in first lap issues.
That's it. So we'll see if he can do that when we come back on Apex Racing TV. We're back for round 3 of the evening of the BSR Winter Series here at Monza.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. We're on the grid for round 3 of the evening at Monza. Andrew Woodhouse, Alex Simpson and Adam Bath joining you for more action from the BSR Winter Series. Scott Malcolm on pole, John McDonald in second, Austin Helgeson third, and race winner Stephen Burke is starting 30. Here we go. Lights are on now. Is on. It's a good getaway at the front by Malcolm, but he sort of bogs down a little bit. He might open the inside up and through. Instantly goes Ross McFarlane. Scott Malcolm didn't know what hit him.
Oh, Thompson.
And,
oh no.
Spencer's around. He's on his side.
He got turned by Thompson. It's not over yet.
Thompson's crashed. In
Helgeson.
fact, 3 of them have crashed. 4
Perry.
have crashed in there, and 5 if you
That's
count
Hefford.
That's Evdoka. Oh, and Spencer's coming through too quickly into the scene. And he knows Vince Stevens is around, and I think that's hard to feel, Alex.
I'm afraid so. Having a little look at the replay, see exactly what happens.
I think it was Thompson, Evdoka, I think possibly Helgeson, and I'm not sure, Adam, am I missing someone there?
Helgeson? Did you mention that? Yeah,
Just said Helgeson, yeah.
There was Thompson storming down the inside into the first corner, and then everyone filtering into that funnel that is that right-hander, and all kicked off after that.
It's a tough section for racing and on that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. There's just nowhere to go, is there? So if there's any kind of contact that, needs a bit of runoff, forget it.
So McFarlane leads. 2 Scotsmen at the front from Malcolm. Then it's John McDonald. Then it's Max Wright. Stephen Burke's in 5th after winning the last race. He'll be delighted with that at the moment. Craig Evans in 6th. 7th is Martin Front. Nicole Foggy's 8th. And then Callum Spencer is in 9th somehow, ahead of Hefford, and then Stevens
got through, didn't they? And the cars looked fairly unscathed as we were sort of cycling through.
Helgeson's car looks fine. He's in the pit unless he's. Oh, he might have already received the fast repair.
Just the toe now, isn't it?
Thompson and Sperry were the ones that Sperry wasn't spared on that occasion.
Yeah,
While checking as much grass as circuit through the infield.
You get 2 fast repairs in this series, and if you use both of them, then you're not doing something right. You're doing something wrong. How about that? You've just got bad luck.
Yeah, that's the other one. You might have. See what happens then this time into Parabolica. Garland using all the track to get the most momentum he can down the main straight. Scott Malcolm staying just in touch, 1.5 seconds. It's slipping away though for him, Alex, and he needs to find about a quarter of a second at least if he wants to have any chance of winning the race at the moment.
Burke passed right there as well, so himself up. Arnold. You're right. I feel like Scott just hasn't got the pace, has he? Really. We know how good Ross is. That's the trouble. Ross will be saving fuel as well now. He knows he's got that little buffer. Won't see a repeat, I don't think, of race 1.
Just noticed.
Hope not, wouldn't you? Oh!
Weird sort of mid-corner entry phase there for Malcolm, and I thought for a moment Joe was going to run into him.
Got very sideways, didn't he? And McDonald did well to avoid him. Here comes Joe McDonald, then looking for second place in towards the braking area for turn 1. Going to be very close. Oh, maybe a tiny bit of contact. Maybe the slightest bit. Oh, he sweeps it in front of McDonald. That was brave. Because any contact there, Alex, and McDonald's race is over. He's in the wall.
Yeah, and that's good driving from both of them.
And maybe everyone else's race is over, judging by what happened on lap 1.
Well, notice that we won't have many fuel issues because the race distance has been reduced by a lap.
We won't have any fuel issues, which makes it boring. Because no one now will have to save anything.
Helgerson's back in the pits again.
Oh.
I noticed. Over the line we go, then start lap 6.
Foggy looking to make a move on his teammate as well. Got the draft.
I don't know if Foggy's just not really
They
enjoying.
are topping out so early on that back straight. It's ridiculous.
Oh, someone's off.
Oh,
it's McDonald.
It's McDonald. He's in the wall. He's just taken second place. And now,
Did he just miss the corner again? Is that he missed the braking? Seen a
Tough
few
one,
do that, haven't we, tonight?
Alex, it reminds me. Do you remember turn 1 at Valencia Street Circuit, where you kind of you go in a bit deep into there, and you're just hitting some random tyre wall on the inside? It kind of reminds me of this here, in that you can't really. You've got to back out for the escape road, haven't you? If you know you're not going to make it.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Because you're in that wall. That's it.
And that's what Nico Foggy did in race 1, lap 1, because he just bailed and he decided not to attempt the corner. And now it's Burke versus Scott Malcolm, second place. Burke trying the inside line. Malcolm's just saying, "Oh, well, I'll let you have the inside line. I'll take the cutback." But that doesn't work. Surprised how many people are leaving turn 1 open, aren't you?
It's because of the line, I think, isn't it? They want to get on the power as quickly as they can, I'm guessing anyway, but that's what it looks like they're doing, and then any car that comes up the inside, it does provide an issue, so I think we should have a go one day, see how it's done.
Yeah, we should. Like I say, great big bumps on the entry into turn 1. But Alex, people are getting in trouble much before they turn into the corner, aren't they here?
Yeah, big time. I've drove this course with the Skippy actually.
Oh, and
and I'll tell you that first corner is very tricky because it is so wide and open. You know, just getting the line right. There's so many different lines, so.
Yeah, I remember doing
Craig Evans just took 4th, by the way, from
Max Wright. Yeah, 7 positions again. I remember doing an eliminator race in the Skippy for the people on the other side, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, you see, it's a good track. Is it just me though, Alex, or does Foggy not really look like he likes this track very much?
Well, he's not had the best of days, has he, today?
He didn't seem massively fast either when he has had the clear air.
Yeah, you don't really know what's gone on, do you? Might have just rocked up today, very minimal practice, and just gonna see how things go. Thrown a setup on from one of the previous weeks or something.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be the easiest track to set up for, actually. You need downforce for the infield section. You need braking for turn 1. You need a bit of straight line speed. It's a pretty tough compromise to make, Adam, really.
Yeah, it's difficult to get the best of all of those worlds, really. I think I'd probably go for the straight line speed and suffer in the corners.
Yeah, I think you probably...
talk about suffering in the corners. Steve and Burke were on board with him, and just absolute boatloads of understeer, and that's just going to let Foggy straight through, eh?
Foggy's happy with that, isn't he? He's got a good exit. Side by side, but as he said, it's topping out. Let's see what they top out at.
260.
260 dead. Oh! Dummy by Burke. Oh! He's made himself look a dummy with that one.
Well, the Dorito car's just gone crunch into the wall. And even with the Pepsi livery on the front.
There was nothing cool or original about that, was there?
It's reversing on the track as well.
Steve. It was a good attempt, I'll give him that. He's had his chips in the Doritos car.
Well, he was dipping in and out of second place. But now he's found himself drenched in ninth.
Just wasn't coming, was it?
Oh no, not you as well. Oh dear, never mind.
That's that then.
We're all fired. Into the Foggy getting side, but that's a beautiful drift. He's enjoying himself out.
I tell you what, there's a great battle going on just behind him as well.
Oh.
They're swapping positions all over the place.
It's Evans and Malcolm for the final spot on the podium.
It's more Scotsmen than this rallying lap. Malcolm and Evans.
McFarlane then could run out of fuel.
He moved over on him. Oh, it's the last corner. It's back. It's Ross McFarlane to the line. It's 11 laps, of course. Here he comes. He wins.
Foggy doing his best Ken Block impression. This could cost him, you know. Here they go.
Yeah, it could indeed cost him. It could cost him dearly. I think it will. Let's see.
Oh, dead heat. I think he just held on.
No,
he
did.
2000s.
He's got Malcolm by 2000 of a second, so Foggy's Gymkhana, which it didn't help him at all, did it? Now he's doing his best Tony Hawk impression of wall riding. Remember that? But PS1, do you ever play that, Alex? Tony Hawk, the original
Tony
ones?
Hawk, yeah.
Oh man, they were good. They were very good.
Right around my time, that was.
More Mirror's Edge for me.
Yeah, that was good as well. That was a bit underrated, but there we go. And then that was just a cloud of smoke as everyone's crashed or blown the engine after the line. We've still got one more race to go, of course, tonight here. God knows what we're going to see in that after the first. It was really, Adam, the first lap that did it and contributed to the lack of finishes, or the lack of finishes anywhere near the front anyway.
Yeah, it really spread apart the pack after that, because it all started from about 5th place on back. So everyone really had to fight for their own individual battles. Hopefully we get a few more cars scrapping for the win like we did in the opening few races. And who we got on the pole for this one? It's going to be Hefford back at the front again. He's going to be on pole for the final race, and we'll run you through the finishing order as well. Ross McFarlane takes the win and finally gets the win today. Scott Malcolm second after Nico Foggy putting on a show. Unfortunately, this is not PGR4. You don't get kudos points for that. Craig Evans finishing in 4th, 5th Max Wright, 6th Joe McDonald, 7th Martin Front, 8th Callum Spencer, 9th Stephen Burke, 10th Kip Stevens, of Doka finishing 11th, and then Steve Hefford, who's going to be starting on the pole. Jake Sperry finishing in 13th place, and then Forstein Helgeson, 2 visits to the pits, finishing in 14th, and Josh Thompson was done after the wreck in the first corner. So we'll hopefully see him back for the final race.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Hoping we are, anyway, because he's a very, very talented driver, as we've seen. And yeah, we'll see how that gets on when round 4 comes our way, which it will be doing in just a few minutes' time then here on Apex Racing TV, as the BSR Winter Series continues.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
On the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Final round of the evening here at Monza, and the BSR Winter Series with the Rallycross cars are in the junior layout, of course, tonight. For anybody who's to the coverage this evening, Andrew Woodhouse here alongside Adam Bath and Alex Simpson for Apex Racing TV. And Adam, well, 3 good races tonight. It's been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of mayhem out there, but you know what? It's been pretty good to watch.
Yeah, 3 different races, 3 different winners in Hefford, Burke and McFarlane. We've got not Martin front on the pole. We've got Steve Hefford starting on the pole. See if he can get a win to bookend off a pretty good evening for him here. No Josh Thompson, so the entry list has been reduced to 14. Don't blame him, really. And starting second, starting second is Evdoka, then Stevens, Burke, Spencer front, McDonald, Wright, Evans, Foggy, Malcolm, McFarlane, Sperry, and Forstein Helgeson. So Excellent. Here we go.
About ready for the start. Time now, the red lights are going to come on. We'll have more action here. Another 11 laps at Monza. We're away. Good start by Hefford. Really hooked that one up, didn't he? If Docker in second place, coming through his Callum Spencer as well. He ended up on his side in the previous race. Hefford loses it. He goes into F. Docker. F. Docker's around. He's over. And it might be over for a few drivers here. Oh, and they just about sorted out. Martin Brunt and Steve Hefford didn't get it together, but just about avoiding it. Was it just... is it just Ed Docker that's
just
there?
It was, and I tell you that's all credit to him as well, because
no.
he literally drove into the wall to keep his car out of the way. So full credit to him for that.
Thinking about other people instead of himself, which is something that not all drivers tend to do. Hefford leading the way, then good first lap for him. Callum Spencer up from 5th on the grid. That's flying. In fact, Stephen Burke's got into the lead. Sorry. Apologies to him. I didn't notice that he'd got into the lead. I was too busy watching the crashing going on. Burke leading. I'll get that one right. Hefford second, third is Spencer. Then it's it was Stevens. It still is Stevens. Oh, and the Northern Lights racing cars have hit each other. And I think it was Evans into Foggy. And off in the background was McFarlane. He's back on. He's going wheel to wheel with Helgeson and McDonald.
Oh, nearly 3 wide, yeah, as they go down the back straight. Into the Parabolica they go. It's the Beetle at the inside of McFarlane.
And can he do it? Helgeson get a good exit off the Parabolica. He gets a bit squirrely, and that allows McFarlane to get through.
Right then, a driver called Steve has won 2 of the 3 races tonight. And it's 1-2 for them at the moment.
Look at the state of Hefford's car. Look at the state of the front end of that, Adam, after the collision with the F-Docker.
Yeah, the front right is starting to separate itself from the car, on Hefford anyway.
And to not resemble the Ford Fiesta anymore.
Bit of a mutation. Burke, though, bit of a pristine livery there on the front of his car. He leads. There's a few cars dug up from behind the slipstream. That is Skip Stevens having to put up the defence from Craig Evans. He opens the door on the inside because he's taking the rallycross route, I think, on the outside.
That is a wide line. Not going to help him either. Not in the slightest. Alex, the momentum does matter, but when you go that wide.
Well, no. It's not going to help that much.
Almost sounds as if these World Rallycross cars are laughing as they go down the front straight, the way they bounce off the limiter.
Probably are laughing at some of the action that's been going on.
Funny as well, they've all got a nice little run, don't they? You can see they all get the slipstream and start to close up, and then it just like...
It's an angry Yorkshire Terrier.
Angry Yorkshireman. Sounds like. Burke into Parabolica first then. And actually, Alex, this is starting to just close up a little bit, isn't it?
The whole pack, really. It's all very close. I'm just looking at some midfield battles between the Northern Lights guys at the moment, Front and McFarlane. But yeah,
that's how the reverse
even
grids should be, isn't it?
Even at the front, it's getting pretty tasty.
What you expect, though, isn't it, when you swap the field around?
Yeah, I mean, I think race 3 kind of sort of settled itself down with people where they should be, kind of thing. So it's good to, it's good to see. This is what we want for race 4.
Burke leads Hefford then by 2 tenths, or is he? Because Hefford's having a little look at the inside, going into Parabolica, just showing his hand a little bit early there. Watch out for Callum Spencer as well, because he's not too far away from these two as they come up the final corner.
No, not at all. Hefford with some of the bodywork missing. Let's see if it affects him down the straight. What sort of straight line speed can he get? This Ford Fiesta versus the Beetle of Stephen Burke. He's going to try and go around the outside. Oh, he's not going to make the corner. Oh, he just about makes the corner. Wow. Several people end up in that barrier.
Oh, what's happened to Kip? Kip is down the order. He was in 6th. I think he's gone off at turn 1. That's what's happened. Oh no, what happened here? Oh, he locked the rears. Maybe he pulled the handbrake. I don't know.
Oh yeah, just getting to the end.
Oh, now he's rolled the car. Oh dear.
Oh no, just topping out before the Parabolica, Hefford and Burke. Just behind them, Callum Spencer, who was a winner at Laguna.
In second place.
Oh, yeah, and they're not wanting to finish second here. And Hefford's trying again on the outside line. hasn't quite mastered it here. He tries to cut back, he nearly chops. Oh, he's crashed. He's on his side, Steve Efford.
He's over now.
Rolled over. Over and out.
Yeah, he is. Right then, it's now two Northern Lights racing cars, Spencer and Foggy versus Stephen Berg, and we've got plenty of time for Foggy to get even closer. The top three separated by just 8 tenths.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Spencer ahead of Foggy. This could be a win for Foggy, Alex, if he can get a nice solid 5 laps in here.
Yeah, what's he for? Well, it's only 4 tenths of a second back, so you're right. Just needs to get up to his teammate.
Spencer's doing a good job as yeah, they're laughing hyenas that are these 4-wheel drive rallycross cars going across the start-finish line, the old start-finish line. Through the infield once more, taking a lot of grass. Volkswagen and then Ford. And that was quite a battle in the World Rally Championship, Adam, until, of course, Volkswagen pulled out.
Yeah, a few seasons back. Elfyn Evans and who else was driving in the M Sport cars? Mikko Hirvonen and stuff like that. Drivers like that.
Yeah.
VW Ogier, Latvala, Nicholson.
We had the likes of Ostberg and people like that, I think.
Yeah, Robert Kubica as well back in those days. 9 of 11 then. 3 laps to go.
Versus Spencer. Oh, car coming out of the pits. Stevens. Berg is really pushing to try and keep it. Needs to fire the car out of there, and he has done, but not in time. And Callum Spencer into the lead then.
Now what it's been working for the last few laps, Stephen Berg. He was going deep into the first corner just to stop that move on the outside, and it had been working up until then. But now Callum Spencer's got the lead.
It just overshot by a fraction, just lost that traction, and that's the main thing.
Oh!
Goes very deep into Parabolica. If he hugs the inside, he might be able to prevent Foggy going through, Alex. I think that's what he's trying to do here, definitely.
Yeah, he needs to do this so he can get the slipstream. Oh, see now he's got no draft from the car ahead. He needs to defend and worry about sort of pushing on forward. He needs to get that's a good line.
Oh. Bumps on that inside of the first corner.
The car on the apex as well, stops Foggy getting through. Needs to get a good sort of exit here. He's a bit tight, didn't use all of the track, so quite going to get the run. He's still under pressure. He can't really go back on the offensive
now,
with Spencer here.
Now the car that's 4th in shot is Kip Stevens, but he is a lap behind. Wonder if he could throw up a surprise or two on the final lap, which are about to start.
I hope he's not listening. What he's like sometimes. Spencer in front of Berg, in front of Foggy.
Get too close for comfort, isn't he? White flag.
Well, I don't want to say anything really, but yeah.
For the outside. And he's missed the corner.
Oh,
Foggy's
Foggy's
done that a few times tonight, hasn't he?
Well, he might even lose out to Craig Evans, who's 3 seconds behind, and Evans is through.
And so's McFarlane.
So it's McFarlane, sorry, it's not Evans, it is McFarlane that's through. Evans is the second one of the Northern Lights cars behind. In fact, Evans is in the 4th. Final lap, final corner.
Kicking off in the background, a lot of
smoke.
smoke.
There's a crash, I think, at the back, but it's Callum Spencer coming through. Going to be no fuel issues for him. He's going to come through and take the win here at Monza, the 4th win of the night. Second win of his season for Callum Spencer over the line.
They get 2nd, McFarlane 3rd, 4th, Foggy. 5th, sideways across the line is Craig Evans. Who's going to get 6th place? Martin Front must have been hit on the final lap because Max Wright and Joe McDonald both benefit for 6th and 7th.
I wonder if Front and McDonald got together because...
it's carnage, isn't it, after they've gone across the finish line.
And why not? A little bit of fun, isn't it? And
Johnny Malcolm getting 10th. Evdoka is a lap behind. I don't know if he finished. He's finished, but he has now.
Yeah.
And Hefford gets 12th.
So, Adam, if you can for the final time, do the honours for us.
Hey, I'll just let Jake Sperry come across the line. He'll have the last word almost and get 13th place, a lap behind, which would put him on pole position if there was a race 5.
But there isn't.
There isn't, and hopefully there never will be.
There was one once, wasn't there? We did do 5 races one night. I can't remember.
Oh, that was because we had to. That was because we missed out on a race at a previous race meeting, so we added it on the following race meeting. I think that's
Like that. Yeah.
Anyway, race order then, or finishing order, I should say. Callum Spencer makes it 2 wins for Northern Lights Racing, so 2 wins for Steve's, and 2 wins for the Northern Lights Racing team. Stephen Burke finishing in 2nd, 3rd for Ross McFarlane, Nicole Foggy in 4th after trying to get the lead on that final lap but running wide. Then it is Craig Evans, Max Wright, Joe McDonald, Martin Front, Thorstein Helgeson, Scott Malcolm. Michael Evdoka started on the front row but crashed with Steve Hefford. So it was only right that those two finished both a lap down, 11th and 12th in the end. Jake Sperry, 13th place. No top 10s for Jake either tonight, I don't think. So no sim racing rankings for him on his own ranking. Kip Stevens finishing in 14th, 2 laps down. But he was mixing it with the guys at the front at the end. Next race meeting then, in the BSR RX, is at the Snetterton 200 layout next week.
Yeah, and we look forward to that. And Alex, that should be a good one.
Yeah, I think that'll be a nice little track as well. I think, you know, today was a good one as well. The last few weeks have all been, you know, good track choices.
Very good track choices. And, well, that remains to be seen what happens there. But for now, going to say a very warm goodbye from all of us here at Apex Racing TV for the evening, but never fear, we will be back very soon. In fact, we do have. In fact, shall we grab Jake?
I think we got Craig as well. So we get both in.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll get them both. Jake Sperry joins us in the commentary box, somewhere we're very much at home. Jake, he didn't go exactly to plan tonight, but you look like you had a bit of fun out there anyway.
I did, yes, and I struggled because, well, I haven't practiced much, and I'll be very frank about that, but, you know, every time you go into a series, you're learning, and I think that for drivers who aren't the quickest, like myself and some others, just having the experience to race with some quick guys out there like Nicole, like Ross, like Steve Hefford as well, you're looking to try and improve, you're looking to try and get better, and, you know, I've tried my best here tonight, it hasn't worked out. Although I will say that I would have been quicker on my final race if it wasn't for the fact that I had to take a Joker lap.
Yeah, I think it's not. It gives you the conundrum, doesn't it? We were saying it was very much like turn 1 at the Old Valencia Street Circuit, where you've got to make a decision whether you're going to make it or not, and end up bail for that escape road, or you're going to commit to the corner. But yeah, I've done 2 meetings this season as well, and the first one I was absolutely hopeless, and the second one, you know, you can see yourself getting better every time, and that's what it's all about, really. Just a quick one, because we haven't had you in the commentary box since the iRankings have started, right? And that's a big thing. Everybody's talking about it. We absolutely love it here, so I'll give you a big congratulations for that. But how much work is that going to be for you all year? Is that going to be really taking up a lot of your time?
I'm 3 days behind right now, and I need to release a document tonight on it. So that's how much work it is. And I will say that every single person in this booth, apart from me, has Sperry points.
You not have any after tonight?
No, I need a top 8 finish for it.
Yeah,
I think I've got one
top 10.
actually. But yeah, Adam was ahead of Paul when we last had a look, but I don't know if that's going. Alex is doing the majors at the weekend.
Yeah, so he'll have a chance to score 400 more.
There you go,
I need something after the poor show that was the
weekend.
Ring. Yeah.
Yeah. You would have wished that the points had been going from the start of the Pro Series, really, mate, and then you'd have been all right.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Yeah, but no, Jake. I mean, are you pleased with how all that's going so far, though? How that's been received? Because, like I say, we find it brilliant in here.
I find it's been mostly positive. There are a couple of people who ask, you know, what's the point of it? What have you done? You know, you're not really proving anything. But at the end of the day, you know, the only way that sponsors and people actually know who you are is going to be if you race against the top people and you get seen on screen, basically. And it's a thank you back to all the companies that put out their sim racing products. It goes back to the broadcast companies, and it rewards clean driving on the higher stages, which actually is a lot more difficult than it sounds first and foremost, because yes, you can go get 8,000 iRacing, but that's not going to drop back down again. You can still have Hugo Louis, the 2011 iRacing World Champion, and he's still there inside the top 25 despite the fact that he hasn't raced for 2 years. So I think it's
and
a
when
very
he did, he wasn't anywhere near what he was, originally. And
exactly,
I love Hugo, but it's just the truth, isn't it? He wasn't quite up there, so you're right. But you are proving something, really. You're trying to prove who the best all-round driver is on iRacing, and that it's a big job, as you mentioned, but it's one that I think is a great idea. Are you going to start giving? My one question is, though, as obviously I know you're a wrestling fan just like me, are you going to start giving 6.25 stars to certain races?
Ooh, it has to be a really good race to give 6.25 stars.
I think some of the ones we've had in the recently on this channel definitely would definitely be up there. Jake, thanks a lot for joining us, mate, and we do appreciate it. And don't be a stranger. We'll see you back soon.
Yeah, no worries. See you around.
Cheers. And we've got another man who is in the thick of the action tonight. Craig McLeod-Evans is with Adam Bath.
Hello, Craig.
All right, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Top 5 finish in that fourth race. But tell us about your whole evening tell us about the 4 races as a whole.
I enjoyed that thoroughly. That's probably one of the most fun BSR meetings I've ever had since I started. Race 1 didn't go so well. I underfueled at the start. After lap 2, it said I had 5 laps of fuel left, so I kind of had to make a splash and dash halfway through the race. But then after that, it was top 5s all the way for the next 3, and it was just fun battling, especially being able to keep up with my teammates like Ross and Nickel, who are usually a couple of seconds a lap quicker. It was quite entertaining.
I noticed that the race distance got reduced by a lap after race 2. Were drivers complaining a bit about the extra lap? Were drivers running out of fuel too much?
Who do you think was complaining the most on our team? Yeah, I know Ross mentioned after the first 2 races, he was the only one. For some reason, he can't save fuel, whereas everybody else
seems to be the only one.
But then, he was quite happy with the race 3 and 4. He was fuel saving in race 3, and then Martin told him it was a bit longer, so he went for it and left the rest of us just to battle away for second. And then Ken Foggy, or whatever you want to call him now, lost us a 1-2-3. So, but it was fun nonetheless.
Bouncing off the rev limiter down the front straight and probably on the back straight as well. So whereabouts did you have to make all the time up on the cars in front if you wanted to get a move done?
Back straight wasn't too bad. You were just braking before you got to the limiter, so it was you were able to get a good run to Parabolica. But I think the key there was lining somebody up round Parabolica and getting a good exit. And if you got a good exit, you were hitting the limiter at the same time basically. But if you were side by side, you could get a nice dive into turn 1. But that wee section at the start, the first 3-4 corners, they're really difficult to make a move, so it's just following somebody through and seeing who can get the best exit onto the 2 straights.
Well, we've been saying that next week sounds like a good one. It's the Snetterton 200 layout. Obviously the Revit straight, or the Bentley straight I think it's now called, that's going to be where the rev limiter is going to be hit, but the rest of the track, a lot of good corners for these rallycross cars.
Yeah, it should be quite good. I can see we're not going to get halfway down that straight before you hit the limiter. But I know coming towards the end of the lap, with these cars with the kind of just the way they go through the corners, it can be quite difficult to get it turned in for the final corner. But I think it'll be good fun anyway. Tonight's track at Monza surprised me. I didn't think it'd be good racing at all with the kind of circuit it was, and it proved to be the opposite. So I'm looking more of the same at Snetterton.
Great, well, hopefully we get to see you on the podium, and yeah, thanks for taking the time to come and speak to us.
Yeah, it should be good. I won't be able to race that day. I've got to go back to work, but I'll be watching and cheering on the rest of the team anyway.
Right, Craig Evans then, top 5 result tonight, and
thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks for talking to us.
Cheerio.
Right, well, that's Craig McLeod-Evans, and Alex, I think it's about time that you went off to practice to see if you can gain those 400 points then.
Yeah, exactly. We'll give it a shot. I'm not so sure there's some really quick people in that car that are doing it this week. So,
well, if you hurry, if you
enjoy it, I think more than anything.
If you hurry, if you press the throttle now, the turbo might kick in for the start of the race.
Well, this is true. Yeah, it is a bit like that.
All right, and on that insanely slow bombshell, I believe that's time to end. And thanks to everybody for watching tonight. We've had a lot of fun as usual. The BSR Winter Series, and we'll see you all in the next one.